Hi, this is Sara Abrons, editor of Rave Publications, and I'm here with TJ Adams, head of product development for QSC. Hello, TJ.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How's the show been for you so far?
Mobbed. It's been busy. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're mostly here today to talk about QSC's new QSYS system and its move, well, it's not a new system, but its move to servers, a Dell server specifically, so we're going kind of more hardware agnostic, off the shelf. So why don't first you give us a little overview of QSYS and what it does and why integrators should be interested in it.
Sure. So QSYS is still new to some of our integration community, right, in the industry. And even though it's been shipping since 2008, it's a very well-proven product. It's in a lot of projects. We really about 3 years ago entered the meeting room space as sort of a target market for us. And so you've probably seen in the last few years our video camera, AV to USB bridging products. You've seen Core 110, which is a perfect little DSP and control platform that goes into the meeting room spaces. And then to the right of me here, just for the camera, this is sort of a pictorial view of our products. And I don't tend to like to talk about products very often. I like to think more holistically about the solution. But just for the viewership who is technical, there's our product line. That's our latest Core 110. And this is our latest big brother to the Core 110, think of it that way. And this is the really interesting category down here at the bottom. This is our enterprise cores, what we've had out for the market since the beginning in 2008. But we've been building these as IT servers, but we've been building them in our factory. And it finally dawned on us, silly us.
On your own hardware?
On our own hardware. So why do we build, as an AV manufacturer, server technology? That's not our core competency. These are, this whole audio, analog I/O, and having it an integrated box, that's our core technology, and we'll continue to make these for the right type of project types. But the real interesting thing we did this year is we decided, let's go talk to a true IT partner, because we all talk about AV IT convergence in this industry. It's been kind of getting annoying, and even because it's like, finally, let's move on already. But the point is, it's true. I think it's a real problem we face is trying to talk intelligently and in a relevant way to our IT friends that we're trying to make, right? And so we thought, what better way to take our technology and move it closer to IT than to pick a partner that IT trusts? And so that became our Dell discussions. And Dell has been a wonderful partner even in the early days here, and actually really helping, I think, our company become a better company. And so we're in the learning curve with the rest of this industry. So we don't mean to come out and say we know it all and we're the best thing since sliced bread, but we're really wanting to really grow and change our business model, and that has really led us to this Dell partnership. And so if we walk over here real quick, I'll show you, we're moving away from this.
Sounds good.
And we're moving to, so maybe, Christine, if you want to have a shoot inside, because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, here's the Dell server that we've been talking about.
Yeah, so the Dell server is really amazing. So think of it as a preventative maintenance as an integrator, coming into your customer and being able to even replace fans, being able to hot swap power supplies, being able to deal with normal storage for your audio and video files. So this is really the next generation for QSC at a hardware layer, and we're going to start doing this more and more in even our other product categories that I showed you on the board over there. It doesn't make a lot of sense for us to build computer hardware. Yeah. AV people, we're great at AV products. So we're going to continue making AV hardware that makes sense, like I/O bits and video bits and control bits, and we're going to leave this to the professionals in the IT space. That's really
so. How have your dealers, your existing dealers, reacted to the idea of them getting a Dell server, not something AV integrators do very often, and putting some AV software on it?
Well, I've had a great opportunity. We've had the booth very busy here with our integrator partners and even new customers, and some IT people from some enterprise accounts that love it. I think it's been a mix of, this is so cool, and oh my God, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing about our strategy here. We're trying to insert this into our product portfolio in a way that does no harm to the current channel and helps them actually get started in baby steps. And so we're going to sell this as a reseller first. So in other words, the integrators don't have to worry about learning how to configure a server. And that's what the biggest question I got in the show here was, how do I configure a server? I don't do this as my business. Don't worry, Mr. or Miss Integrator. We're going to configure the server for you and sell it to you as an appliance like we have our other outgoing product.
Oh, I see. It's like a baby step.
And it's a baby step. And then I guarantee you what's going to happen. Maybe they don't know it yet, and some of them do. They're going to get in with some big corporate end user, and that corporate end user is going to say, yeah, I'd love to buy a Dell server, but I don't really want to buy it through you in that channel. I want to buy the hardware through my AV or my IT VAR.
Yeah.
And then I want to buy
can
software
100
from you.
of them.
Exactly, buy thousands even.
Yeah.
And so I want to buy software from you, Mr. Integrator, via QSC. Can I do that? And then they're going to come back to us and we're going to say, absolutely yes. And so the next generation and step, probably in the next 18 months, is
We'll be learning.
the learning process.
Or working with an in-house IT department.
And targeting on their server type.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the same model. This happens to be the R730, happens to be the most ubiquitous server on the planet right now for email and exchange and all the VM hypervisors and all of that. So we think this is a very safe choice that is going to hit 80% of the market. But there's going to be ones and twosy, big jobs, hopefully, that the end customer says, no, I want to run on HP. And we're not going to abandon Dell and try to sell HP because of that.
So what would you do?
Create a software image for that specific model.
So you'll do that?
Yeah, that's what our intent is, to start looking at and targeting, just like we do with QSYS today. We validate switches, not our switches, we validate Cisco and HP switches. We'll start validating other server hardware and models by model and capability, and say we can run software on these things. But that's not on day one. That's like a year or two out, who knows? But for now, this is our start. So we're all taking baby steps together, and hopefully that makes the integrator feel more comfortable that they don't have to change overnight.
Yeah.
But it gives them a gateway, because as soon as their end customer sees they're selling them this, they're going to say, time out, if they are a big enough customer, I want to buy that hardware from over here, and I want to buy software from you. Can I make that work?
Yeah.
And the integrator will, of course, have to talk to us first before they say yes, but I think that's where the next steps are as they're learning.
So do you think that AV integrators should be learning how to configure servers?
Eventually.
So do you have recommended training either from Cisco or somebody else that you think hey, here's a baby step into IT? Are you going to provide that? Or
we're going to do some of that, because we have a server OS called QSYS. That's really what it comes down to. So we have Linux, Windows, and QSYS. It's an AV server OS. And so what we're going to do is teach people the particularities of our implementation of that server OS and how to install it on a server eventually. And again, this is not to confuse the market. This isn't today. This is like a year or two out. But they can start learning by hiring people, and I've been talking to our teams out there and our partners about building capability inside of their organization. Capability of how to configure networks has been our first step as an industry, but now we have an opportunity and need to build capability around doing software development and also server OS deployment.
Yeah.
And some integrators actually are getting there already. They have other platforms they have to do that on. We're not the first in that regard to have a server type model. Just we're the first to be able to do real-time processing up in a server, and that's a distinction.
Okay. So how do you think ISE has been for you?
I think this is going to be a historic show for us, and I think hopefully for the industry too, that we will look back on this as the first shot across the bow of an AV manufacturer actually doing something like this in a real way. And I think you'll see other vendors and even our competitors get there eventually. It'll just become a more normal thing.
When do you anticipate shipping this?
In the next calendar year is what we've been telling people. And,
okay, so not by Infocom or anything?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
It'll be a big part of your booth stand at Infocom?
We have some other exciting, even outside of this, we have some other exciting new product categories we're introducing at Infocom.
Oh, really?
So come visit.
Would you like to give us a hint at all?
Well, let's put it this way. It's audio, video, and control. It's one of those three. We already have the audio.
And they already have
and we
video.
have some control. So just keep watching. I can't say exactly, but we have some. That'll be for next show.
Okay.
Come visit.
All right. Well, TJ, thanks so much for talking to me today. It's been great. This is the last day of ISE 2017.
And we're all so tired.
Yeah, we're tired. So be sure to check out all the videos on our site. We have other videos from all the exhibitors here, and you can find out more about these products and everything else. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sarah.